Hi guys, welcome to Citizen Mentors. My name is Ketan. As promised, today I'm going to discuss about a strategy which is how do you attempt your snap paper, because of which you can definitely see an increment of around about 10 to 15 questions. Now if you're somebody who is at 40, you can definitely see an increment of 20 to 25 marks. If you're somebody who is at 60 or 65, 70, you can definitely have bare minimum 10 marks increment or a maximum 15 marks increment. Now, I divide my paper in two segments. Number one segment is basically 1 hour 15 minutes. And the next is going to be 45 minutes. The number one segment, which is 1 hour 15 minutes, I am going to do two things. One is selection and elimination. Both the things has to happen simultaneously. Because if you understand, 110 questions you have, you've got 120 minutes for snap. It's next to impossible that you will be able to knock off 110 questions in 120 minutes, which is around about 70 seconds per question. Snap is not going to be that easy. And that's the reason most of the time it happens that you will miss on 10 to 20 questions which are like damn easy, or you might stuck at a question which will take around about 15-20 minutes, and then the questions that you are losing around about like 30-35 questions. Imagine if you were able to knock off those 15 questions which were really easy amongst those 110 questions. The bare minimum mark that you are scoring is 15 marks. If all these 15 questions are coming from verbal and logical reasoning, it's 1.5. Then the maximum that you're scoring is around about 23 marks. That's a huge loss, right? Now, when I say selection and elimination, number one rule is that you are not supposed to tell yourself. You are not supposed to have any pre-notion. You are not supposed to have any pre-decided strategy saying that, you know what, I'm going to take verbal first and I'm going to take Quants first and I'm going to take logic first. You are not supposed to do that. Now, what you're supposed to do is, if you are very well prepared, then just start from first question till 110th question. You just have to ask yourself selection and elimination. You look at a question. Do you believe that this question is a sitter one? Do you believe that this is a low-hanging fruit? I mean, do you believe that I can crack this question in less than 50 seconds? Yes, pick it up, mark it. As simple as that. What I want to do is basically, in those 110 questions, even if your paper is goddamn tough, I can guarantee you 40 to 45 questions are going to be sitter question. That's for sure. And if the paper is going to be even more easy, you will see around about 60-65 questions going to be easier. Now you might ask that, 60 to 65 questions, you're saying that they are going to be easy. I mean, that's not going to be the scenario, but let's say 60 to 65 questions are going to be easy. Then everybody will be able to, break the cutoff as far as the SIM Pune is concerned. That's the crux. It doesn't happen like that. Why? So many times we get stuck at some question. Now, those 65 questions, or let's say 60 questions, that in a worst scenario, are not going to be 1 to 60. Right? It's not going to be like that. Or not going to be 51 to 110. It's not going to be like that. They will be scattered all over your exam, right? Completely. And that's the reason what I want to do is target low hanging fruits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till the end, you will have to pick up those questions which are easy one. Now, during this journey, you might feel that there is a puzzle which is based on sitting arrangement, and I can do it very well. Hold on to yourself. Do not go for all these things. Wait. You can do that later on, but rather than getting tempted and rather than being a little bit greedy, grabbing that puzzle, grabbing that one RC, I definitely want you guys to kind of first 1 hour or 15 minutes try to knock off as many questions as you can with respect to shortcuts, with respect to strategies, with respect to concept. Now here is the problem. What happens in the exam like Snap? We predominantly look at a question on the basis of the topic of a question. Let's say syllogs that you have, right? Or let's say coding decoding that you have, or let's say the input output that you have, right? We believe that I have been doing coding decoding since a long time, or let's say I have been doing input output, or I have been doing syllogs since last time, and I can take it. That's the problem. The moment you go ahead with your topic wise, there is a problem, because we only look at the topic, we do not look at the level of difficulty of that particular question. Last year there was one puzzle which had 8 questions in it, and it was kind of a difficult puzzle. A lot of people, just for the fact they were prepared for puzzle, they attempted that, and people spent on an average 15 to 20 minutes for that one puzzle. So 15 to 20 minutes for 8 questions is not a good deal. Trust me, if you are good at verbal ability, you can literally crack in 20 minutes 15 questions from your VARC section. That gives you definitely that exponential growth in your marks. And that's the reason, the moment you start, you have to do selection and elimination. So let's say when you're going through, you see grammar and you see vocabulary. Now if you know there is a word, let's say there is a word called as flabbergasted, perturbed, let's say pusillanimous. They have no fucking clue, what these words are. Now definitely nothing is going to happen miracle that, at the end of the day, you will be able to get the, meaning of that word. You know it, you're not going to, you won't be able to do it, just leave it. Now understand this, out of 110 questions, I can guarantee you, there will be for sure 20 questions which will be not doable by you. I mean, that depends on student to student, but definitely out of 110, there will be 20 questions which you will not be able to do. I mean, you might do it, but it will take a lot of time. And sometimes you just cannot do it because you don't know. Let's say PNC and probability. Let's say a couple of questions from algebra, a couple of questions from geometry. You just cannot do them because you're not good at it. Then why do you even want to spend time on it? So while you go through from first to like 110th question, you know what's this crunch out here or this bucket out here. Let's say 40 to 60. These 20 questions are not my cup of tea, so I'm gonna kind of leave them. Now, the moment you decide that, your paper becomes from 110, say like 90, because those 20 questions are not going to be able to do ever. So now your paper is going to be 90. So now you only have to hunt for low-hanging fruits, or you have to hunt for citric questions from those 90. What happens at the end of the day? Even though it doesn't matter what is going to be the level of difficulty, it's an assurity. Like you will see that 40-45 questions are going to be always doable. Always doable. It's just that how quickly you do them. Somebody might take 5 minutes, somebody might take 3 minutes, somebody might take 2 minutes, somebody might take just 30 seconds. So a guy who's taking 30 seconds will be able to do more, right? So that completely depends on your preparation, guys, to be very honest, right? That's the reason. Selection of question matters a lot. In first 1 hour, if you are done with, let's say 40-45 all easy questions, your accuracy is going to be on a very high level. Now you know that, yes, what? In 40-45 questions, और rather in this 1 hour, पूरा citric question जो भी था, जो भी easy था, जो मुझे आता था, वो सब हो गया. अभी ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं बचा कि जो मुझे शायद से आता है पर मैंने छोड़ दिया. Now I know everything. And then in the next 45 minutes, what you can do is only one rule: selection. Elimination has already been done. Selection of easy questions has already been done. That's what is score optimization strategy. Easy questions कर लिए, score बढ़ गया. एक मेरा माइंड सेट हो गया, वो क्या नहीं आता छोड़ दिया. एंड व्हेन यू गो फॉर दिस 1 hour 15 minutes का फंडा, you know the meaning of word, you can do it on the spot. You see a grammar question based on subject verb agreement, you can knock it off on the spot. Something to do with tenses, you can knock it off on the spot. Questions which are based on quants, arithmetic, you can do them very well, right? And mostly I'll tell you, your verbal as a section is going to be around about 65 to 70% doable. 30% जो questions आते हैं vocab वगैरह grammar के, वो थोड़े doable नहीं होते. Mostly people leave them. So now in the next 45 minutes, you only have to select. Now what do you have to select? Questions which are doable by you, however, will take a little bit more time. Again, here what you are actually leaving, you are not kind of falling for negative marking, because if you're picking up random questions, then there is a good chance that you fall for negative marking. But now you are taking a wise decision that yes, पहले 1 hour 15 minutes में मेरे 45-50 questions हो चुके हैं. I am now left with half the paper. In next 45 minutes, I am only going to pick up those questions wherein I am very much assured of. And again, you don't have to look out for 100 attempt and 90 attempt and 80 attempt. No, I think in 110 questions, all of those questions, try to attempt those many questions which you are comfortable with. Because somebody attempting a lot and getting into negative zone, and somebody attempting not many questions but keeping his accuracy intact, can give you a good edge. Now let's say 1 hour 15 minutes and let's say 45 minutes and 30 minutes. So now all those minutes that you have utilized, in the end you have 15 minutes with you, and you have attempted round about, let's say, 60 to 65 questions in your paper with a good accuracy, no tukka, no guesswork, no gut feeling, with a surety कि हाँ भाई ये मुझे आता है जमेगा. In the last 15 minutes, what you can do is you can play on guesswork, or you can play with your tukka, or you can gut feeling, because now you have already crossed 65 to 70 questions. You can definitely go ahead and mark 5 to 10 questions on the basis of gut feeling. Now when I say gut feeling or smart guesses, it means there is a good probability that you will be able to get the answer correct. और जो पता ही नहीं है, like I just give the example, 20 questions जो पता ही नहीं है, अगर तुझे पता ही है कि तुझे ये questions कभी आने नहीं वाले, तो वहाँ पे guesswork करके भी कुछ फायदा नहीं होने वाला. So just leave them. तो मान लो 110 minus 20 क्वेश्चन जो नहीं आते, तो 90 का पेपर बन गया. 90 में से आपने 60 कर लिया, ऊपर का जो 30 बचा था, 30 में से 10 से 15 आपने गेसवर्क मारा, 15 तो अनअटेम्प्टेड रहने ही वाला है, and there is no negative marking for it. So I want you guys to try this in your mock. By the way, this strategy is tried and done. There are students that have attempted it. Trust me, they got a jump of 10 to 20 marks. People who were scoring at 40, they reached 65. And students who were actually at 60, 65, they could go round about 83, 84. So try to work this out, and you can kind of, if it works out for you, you can put the comment on this video. If there is anything that is required, you can kind of drop a WhatsApp or put the comment on this video, and I shall give some help to you guys. So guys, that's the score optimization strategy from my side. To all of you for your snap, do well, study well. You still have 3 to 4 days left. You can do a lot in those days. So guys, that's it from my side. Thank you so much and good luck for snap.